嗨嗨嗨，我是果果。一场印度版的军事脱口秀，可谓精彩纷呈。从300公里超视距击杀到机库精准打击，每个战果都让人瞠目结舌。只是不知道印度空军什么时候能把这份激情用在提升那不到50%的战机出勤率上呢？到底是吹牛还是真实的？接下来请看我们的甲亢姐的视频。
There was more than one bombshell this weekend. The second came from the Indian military. This one was not a threat. It was a professional and factual debrief, courtesy the Air Force Chief of India. Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh was in Bengaluru on Saturday. He spoke at a memorial lecture dedicated to one of his predecessors. In that speech, he revealed something major. That India had shot down 6 Pakistani planes. How about that? All the speculation about India's losses, all the unconfirmed media reports, but turns out Pakistan lost 6 planes in May. 5 of them were fighter jets, one was possibly an intelligence plane.
We have at least 5 fighters confirmed kills and 1 large aircraft, which could be either an Elint aircraft or an AWNC aircraft, which was taken on at a distance of about 300 kilometers. This is the actually largest ever recorded surface-to-air kill that we can talk about.
The air chief did not specify which fighters, but Pakistan operates 2 main types, the Chinese J-10 planes and the American F-16s. Chances are either of those were shot down. But even more impressive is the 6th kill. The air chief called it a large Pakistani aircraft, possibly a plane used for intelligence. This was shot down from a distance of 300 kilometers. 300 kilometers, imagine that. We're talking well beyond visual range. We're talking deep inside Pakistani territory. How did India manage to do that? For such a kill, you need a long-range interceptor missile. It must be able to track and strike beyond what you can see. In this case, India used the S-400 missiles. These are Russian air defense systems, the S-400s. As the name suggests, their range is up to 400 kilometers. The air chief was all praise for it. He called it a game changer.
Their aircraft tried to penetrate our defenses. Our air defense systems have done a wonderful job. The S-400 system, which we had recently bought, has been a game changer. The range of that system has really kept their aircraft away from their weapons like, those long-range glide bombs that they have. They've not been able to use any one of those because they've not been able to penetrate this system.
Now, this is quite significant because it's the farthest ever recorded aerial kill, 300 kilometers away. Such long-range hits are usually rare. Even if they happen, it's hard to confirm and verify. So how did the Indian Air Force do it? They used electronic tracking. It's a bit like what you see in Hollywood movies. Jets and planes appear on radars as tiny blips. If the blips disappear after your attack, chances are you hit it. That's how the Air Force confirmed these 6 kills. Beyond this, the air chief hinted at other damages too, like at the airfield in Jacobabad. Indian missiles had destroyed hangars there. The air chief confirmed that there were planes inside those hangars, including some F-16s and a surveillance plane. So they may have been damaged too. Finally, the air chief also addressed some of the political issues. We saw a heated debate in parliament recently in India. The opposition accused the government of curbing the military, of tying their hands during Operation Sindoor. The air chief pushed back against such claims.
There was very clear political will, very clear directions which were given to us, and there were no kind of restrictions which were put on it. If there were any constraints, they were self-made. We, the forces, decided what will be our rules of engagement. We, the forces, decided what will be the escalation ladder that we want to ride on. We decided how we want to control the escalation.
Of course, Pakistan has denied all of this. They say none of their planes were downed by India. I guess that's expected. This is a country that permanently lives in denial. But for India, this is a huge moment. The air chief's lecture highlighted 3 important points. Number 1, this was a high-tech war. It was short, precise, and lethal. India fielded cutting-edge equipment to achieve those goals. Number 2, We learn from the past. The air chief spoke about the 2019 Balakot strikes. He talked about the lack of visual proof in that attack.
And in Balakot, we could not get anything from inside, and it became a big issue, trying to tell our own people, unfortunately our own people, as to what we have been able to achieve. We had intelligence of what has gone on inside. We had intelligence of, human kind of intelligence, where we had very clear picture of inside in terms of there has been huge damage. There have been so many terrorists which have been neutralized. But we could not convince our own people that, look, we have achieved that.
So this time we did gather proof. India gave detailed before and after images. Another lesson was on synchronization. The air chief praised the coordination between the three forces. He said the role of the Chief of Defence Staff, or CDS, made a difference. And finally, the third point, the primacy of air power. The air chief called it the biggest takeaway from this conflict. India's air defenses did make a difference. The S-400 shot down planes 300 kilometers away. Not a single Pakistani jet came close to our defenses. All of them were forced to stay at a distance. It's a success.
甲亢姐的视频看完了，我们来分析一下印度空军参谋长的战报发布会，堪称一场精心设计的军事政治秀。作秀呢？这份号称击落6架巴军战机的成绩单，既是对国内民主主义情绪的精准投喂，也是对地区战略对手的心理威慑。然而细究之下，这场六杀神话更像是一个精心包装的现代战争预言。S-400系统的300公里超视距击杀，无疑是这场秀点的最大卖点。但军事专家都清楚，这种远距离击杀既难以证实又难以证明，没有残骸，没有第三方确认，有的只是雷达上一个小小的点，它消失了。印度军方巧妙地利用了现代战争的信息不对称，将技术可能性包装为既定战果。这种操作手法，与其说是军事通报，不如说是给花了大价钱买俄制武器的纳税人一个大交代。更耐人寻味的是，印度选择在此高调公布战果的时机，在中美博弈加剧、俄乌冲突持续的背景下，这份战报既向俄罗斯展示了 S-400的卓越性能，又隐晦地暗示了对抗中美战机的能力。它怎么可能打得过中美战机啊？堪称一箭双雕的战略宣传，它宣传而已。而巴基斯坦的断然否认，则完美扮演了印度需要的反派角色，一个永远不承认失败的对手。印度它是嘴巴硬，反而让印度的说法更具可信度，在它国内可信。这场闹剧最终揭示了一个残酷现实：现代战争早已从单纯的武力对抗演变为综合国力、科技水平和叙事能力的全方位较量。印度军方深谙此道，用一场精彩的 PPT 作战，同时满足了国内政治需求和国际战略诉求。只是不知道，当下次真正危机来临时，这些宣传战积累的威慑力能否经得起实战的检验？谢谢大家观看，喜欢请点赞、评论加订阅，明天见，拜拜。